Hello, one. My name is Wade the Walby, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, obviously, you probably remembered the other live stream that talked about the the 6 day ban or 6 day timeout. Now, I realized I did not the math, but if I think about it, I think it was actually 7 days. So basically, I'm thinking that must be the maximum penalty for timeout, which is, I think, a week. So the calculations predict that, yes, basically the person that was trying to put me in timeout wanted me to put timeout until the end of the month. Either way, that's ridiculous. It didn't say there's a lot of rules on there, which is ridiculous. When you have too many rules on any game or any server, it defeats the purpose. If you have too many rules, it really makes things like very touchy. Like anything that you say could be like, interpret into things. Now, here's the reason why this is the worst month ever, including. Now, obviously, this is a complaint. Since I live in Belleville, and pretty much when I go into Belleville, the area that's, the center of Belleville, I just see rainbow flags. We're not San Francisco. All those gay shit over there is in San Francisco. Now, obviously, what that person did was selfishness. I did not say anything negative, as you know. I did make a recording and I did post it on Discord. And at first it's nonsense, but if you just keep listening to it, it would make a little sense. And obviously, it's just, you know, ridiculous in multiple ways. And just, it's horrible. Are you cold? I'm cold. I'm freezing, actually. Oh, I've been wanting to have a bigger desk so I can have multiple screens and actually hook up my joystick and my yoke to like a surrounding area. All right, let's get back on track. Um, I have no idea. This month is horrible. This stupid. Okay, so first of all, what are you proud of? What is the goal here? Why? Plus, what is even the goal for the Democrats? What's the major goal? To just screw up the United States as much as possible? Is that what's going on? Because apparently, I think we should just let them go and see what happens. Do they want to have a nuclear war? I'm sure they do. I'm not saying to be, terrorists, but it's not my fault they're doing it. So if you try to bring those guys over here again, it's not going to be futile because it's not my fault. Obviously, I really think I should sue those people because technically it's their fault for not putting in description that this information will be, publicized. So technically, I have some, I should say, loopholes to get my account back, and I am fighting for it from February of 2023, and I'm fighting for it, and I will get my revenge. I don't want to be pushed around like this. I don't want to be, just. obviously being forced around and just think I'm just a loser. Well, I don't even have a job. I can't have a job. I can't. It's not going to go very well. If I did, it would be very, very bad. I will set myself a failure. Wait, wait until I'm 25. Maybe I can have a job. But what is the future of me? What is the future here? Well, the future is unpredictable. I mean, if I was president, I would be stressed out. I mean, if Trump did all of this stuff and obviously did everything, oh, it's a restart. No, I don't want to. Then obviously he's better than me. Even I would probably get stressed out from all the shit and stuff. I probably will not make friends with other countries. But I just, it, it upsets me to the point that it drags me down into loopholes and just like when you try to do something and you can't get it back, it's always not letting you do it because it it hurts you in such a way that it makes you really, really unpleasant. And you basically have water in your eyes and you want to keep it back, but it just keeps appearing. And the subject of the brain is obviously being very down, but not literally down. I mean, down as in metaphor. And when other not good things happen to you, especially, it makes your brain feel it doesn't want to do anything anymore and it wants to get out and just end. But when there is things that can make you happy, but then years later you find out it makes you unhappy. And what's happening is that these people want to be special because they weren't special when they were young. And what happens is that they want to claim to be different because they say, I'm sick and tired of rainbows. All right? I'm sick and tired of it. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're lesbian. As long as you don't talk about it and stop talking about pride or all that shit. I don't care. We don't care about your business. What LGBTQ or rainbow flag to me sounds like butt fucking. Yes. And I wish AIDS wasn't cured because I would be happy for people die. Obviously that seems to be bad, but if you talk about something that's inappropriate and obviously something that is open, if if these people want to say it out loud, then I should say it out loud. Well, yes, yeah, it is cured. Basically, if you think about it, they have shots that prevent you to get sick, and they should not have that. They should make the opposite, like make it worse, like you know, amplify its, and and hopefully there's just too many children. What happens is that men can't keep their dick out of people's vaginas, or I should say, women have really bad terrible hormones, or I should say, and they're really like, oh, spread her legs and get in there. That's what's happening. There's too many people on this world, and some people say there's not many. Look how much stuff we need. The more people we have, the more stuff we need to process, and that takes a lot of money. If you think that's inappropriate, then you should stop having babies. At least one child is fine. Is fine. Two, you're getting over it, but three, no. That's too much. If I was president, I would basically heavily tax on children. They will not anyone that has two or 3 will not be helped. If they die, they die. There's no health insurance for children that are 2. And if they want to feed, they have to cook for themselves. They will not be taught. They'll just be. I know this might sound dark, but it's the only way to reduce the population, and that is to execute them. I know that sounds dark, but it's reality. You've seen the other movies. You've seen um Logan's Run or Green something. It people are just being tossed around like cattle, and there's just too many people. There's too many, and what happens is when there's too many people, it's hard to teach them. School obviously is bad these days because the government doesn't care about schools. There's no more field trips anymore. If I was president, I would fund the schools to force them to actually use their money to have field trips and let these people learn. And also, I would increase the space program. I really want to have a permanent lunar base, even a permanent Mars base, a permanent Venus base, and for tourism. And that will also create, funding by basically purchasing seats, and you can basically literally fly to the moon. I guess you could say that. Um, it's just too many people. And when you have too many people, then you have too many people. And then you basically use a lot of resources. And this is what our current situation is. It's going to get worse. And if people don't look into it and actually stop it, once there's too many people, there's going to be too many people. And what happens is eventually they'll reach a critical point. There's not enough land to grow crops and animals because all the people are everywhere. Eventually, there's going to be either we basically need to get food from other countries, or even then, they have to feed their own people in their country. And eventually, the humans will starve. No matter how much food you create, it will, no matter what kind of designs you make, everyone would die, basically. Not everyone, but eventually it will be a stop. So we have to stop this before it gets any worse. I mean, if we reach 1 trillion people, that's just too many. That is too many people that we don't have the technology. We're not a bigger civilization. I mean, if we were like a type 3 or type 4, yes, we could actually have trillions of people. But we're not that we're just having too many people too fast. It's already having on the toll. And if you want to stop, I can't say it because YouTube will basically think I'm conspiracy theory. So I'll just try to explain it. Hot. Earth. And recycling. See, I have to cut it short because YouTube is going to think I'm a conspiracy theory. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to try to be very subtle as possible. I don't like that. It makes me upset. I mean, I really, when you talk about lunar missions, if you don't put anything about Apollo on there, YouTube is like, preventing, you need to put that on there. Oh, blah, blah. Even though you're talking about the Surveyor 1 lander, which I don't care, Facebook, fuck off. I mean, I don't think I could be president. As how much Trump has did, he's better than me. I'll give him that. I don't know how he does it, but he's amazing. Obviously, the Biden administration is cancer. It's there is no way, absolutely no way that could work. It's just horrible. Out of all of the things, it's horrible. I don't know what those people are thinking, but it's just, uh see, this is why our country is depressed. You know, suicide rates have actually increased higher rates, and because of that, people get depressed, and they go to a doctor, and he's like, "Hey, we can trans your gender to female." Or actually, what happens is the men lose their testosterone, and the doctors want extra money. So he wants to provide, oh, we can, of course, change you into a female and put estrogen in you, and that'll make you feel better. And what happens is, as the person gets older, eventually 30 years old or 40 years old, the person's like, what have I done? I can't pregnant women anymore. No, you can't. Nope. They took your testicles out because that'll create testosterone. And you want to be a female? Then how about you be a female? You won't have a baby because you don't have the accessories of a female. So you're basically just you're you're just a useless husk. Could this be considered terrorism if went over and start like lighting up the rainbow flags? I mean, it's not a felony because it's not the American flag. So I've seen it happen, and technically it's public, but obviously it's ridiculous. If if that is a flag for like a country, when I said that, I immediately got blocked from the person. Yes, we're overpopulated. There's too many losers out there that basically there's a lot of poor people because prices has went up so high so quickly. People can't that were minimum wage don't have enough money. So eventually they don't have enough money to even buy gas. So they can't arrive to their company. And of course, either they have to lay themselves off or get fired because they can't reach their destination. What you just said is the epitome of stupidity. I guess we'll have to talk about physics. Or else YouTube is going to be like, oh, you did this conspiracy theories again. I'm not going to talk about it. But I will tell you that if you actually are in zero gravity or basically in orbit and you grabbed out a bottle of water and then you spray it, the water will turn into a sphere. And if you think about it, everything you see is actually a sphere. That's just how gravity works. And so think that in your head. If I was trying to make a planet, what shape would it be? A sphere. It's just how it works. So I know you can't simulate zero gravity, but if you really want to do that, then try to at least build a sounding rocket and just launch it up and then squirt water. And if it turns into a sphere, I was right. But you don't have to go as long as you're falling the same speed as as you fall, it should be zero gravity. But you're not gonna have an accurate, image. And the sun is a sphere. The moon is a sphere. Everything is a sphere. Why would the earth be something? Why would that change? Why would that change? Because it's logical. It because it's our perspective. As you go higher up, you can see the atmosphere does actually curve, and you can actually see it. And it's just that it's our perspective. The Earth is huge. The only way you could actually see if it was a sphere is if you were actually a small, like object, like a ball, and if you spun it, you know, yes, there is such thing as overpopulation. It's happening right now. It's because you don't probably don't have eyes, or you just live in an unpopular area. But eventually, those people are going to be right there. We have over 1 million immigrants, immigrants, and what they're going to do is they're going to vote for Biden. And what's going to happen is that we're going to have Biden again for 8 years. You know what's going to happen? Y'all get depressed. You'll probably be like, oh, he is the most best man ever. Have you seen him? He's fallen. He barely even keeps a speech. I don't listen to him because his speeches are horrible because he's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm just going to close my eyes. And I don't get people. I mean, some people just love him just because he's, obviously president, but he's not president. He even said, I didn't know I had that much power. Yes, he actually said that in front of a news person or something. I know. You're the fucking president. But obviously the Democrats wanted him so they could just give him a paper and say, sign here. And he's like, okay, sign here. Not knowing what he just done. You thought green energy was bad? Wind turbines are bad for the environment. Whales, they built those wind turbines over there, and the whales get confused because of the noises. And green energy is actually bad energy because it's expensive. Solar panels are incredibly expensive, and they're all made in stupid China. Now, if you are Chinese, that's fine. But if you are in the government of China, then I don't like you. And listen, my mom was in a coal mine for 15 years, and they had to shut down the coal mine in 1996. Yeah, 1996. And people don't know how a coal mine works. It's a very complex system. What you think of a coal mine, you think people with pickaxes, but actually it's very high tech. The continuous miner, the conveyor belts, the machines, and it's a very complex machine to basically be efficient. And when Biden came around, he was like, shut down all the oil productions, all of the oil. So we're basically, but get this. You know why oil's so fucking expensive? Because we're buying it overseas. And he's like, oh, we want green energy. Really? First of all, mining coal does not. Okay, so when you mine coal, it does not produce. I can't say it, or else YouTube is gonna, report me for saying it because it's a conspiracy theory or brainwashing. I don't know. So coal in general, it does not do anything. If you hold it in your hands, it does nothing. But if you burn it, okay, I can't say that too far, or else YouTube is gonna get me. So I have to be careful what I'm saying. You know what I mean, but it's a tiny, tiny amount, and we need to have that carbon dioxide because trees, they absorb carbon dioxide, and that carbon gets abstracted into trees and goes on the ground. That's what coal is made out of. Coal came from millions of years of I should say carbon. Now, carbon, what this old man thinks is that carbon is bad. So, carbon neutral until 2030? Okay, first of all, if you do that, did you know that you and me, we are carbon based? This is possibly made out of carbon. This here must have some carbon in it. Let's see. This must have some carbon. In fact, any organic things have carbon. Oh, and that wood back there. Maybe everything has carbon. And you're trying to prevent carbon? You're ridiculous. You're trying to basically kill everyone, basically removing carbon. If that happens, I don't know what would happen. Your cells would just fall apart. You would actually melt into a soup of matter. It's not even organic matter. It will just be matter. And get this, propane is actually, hydrocarbons. What? Is Biden gonna try to go to Titan and try to exterminate all the hydrocarbons? I like to see. He probably doesn't even know what a planet is. I'm sure that black lady did it because she said, "Oh, that is a gas planet. The moon is made of gas, and we're gonna." You're a Harvard student, and you said you're making people dumb. By the way, I'm sorry I'm being racist, but of course people do say black these days. What about chocolate? I did that when I was young. It's an experiment. And see what happens if I do a black person chocolate this day and age. Because back then, when I was little, I did actually call. Yes, I was very little. Maybe because I was cute, but she actually liked it. Me calling her chocolate. I know, right? My mom was gonna be like, "Oh shit, I'm screwed." But it actually was the opposite. So let's see what happens if I do that. I'm not gonna do that now. But, I mean, I was a cute baby back then. Very, I wasn't fat. I wasn't like, like my cousin River. He's vegetarian. I hate vegans because we are animals. We hunt meat. And what my mom told me, oh my God, this is horrible. Vegans give vegan food for animals like their cats and dogs. First of all, a cat is a predator. A dog is a predator. That's animal abuse. My cousin River, he's a loser. He likes to play soccer, and he's always breaking himself. If I could actually break his bones with my, strong iron meat. Put in a werewolf reference. I'll crush you. I'll squash you like bug. Yeah. See, I get those people. It just makes me just laugh. It's just like we spent $1 billion on the moon program, and they're saying it's. Oh my God. You saw the rockets go up. Oh, is that not real? Yes, YouTube. I know it's real. I even have Lego Apollo lander right there. See that, YouTube? I think it's like behind. It's there. It's just behind this here. Oh, this is somewhere here. This is a part of Apollo right here. Are you happy, YouTube? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Whoops. I actually found this piece here. This blue, which is the antenna, the high gain antenna for the surface module. I think that's what it is. I found this somewhere. It was like a little bag, and I'm like, wow, there's the. You see, it's a bit, bunched, like torn apart. These things are so fragile. It's almost like they're models, but they're not. Space shuttle. That one right there, I know it's from like Transformers or something, but that I'm not telling you, that looks like a proton rocket. We got Saturn V, we got the space shuttle, we got all kinds of planes, we got all kinds of shit. We got FedEx, we got C-130 Hercules, we got SR-71 Black, we got all kinds of shit. We've got the moon back there and the Mars behind the moon. Check that out. Eat that, YouTube. Can't say I know it's real. I know. I mean, I wasn't born, but I do know because it's logic. I hate when people basically say, "Oh, the sky is just a projector." What a loser. Oh, I forgot his name, but he's that kid. I call him a kid at the time, but I think he's an adult now. Butterflying sucking your eyeballs? What a freak. Ugh. I don't know if he was autistic like me, but good lord, he was in definitely special needs, and I'm sorry, he must have been raised stupid parents. You see, my mom obviously is way more smarter than any other mom. I'll tell you. If you think about it, my mom is very unique. You never heard of a mom that actually had a dad that worked for an air base, Sky Force Base, worked on planes, an Air Force pilot, and my mom being very smart and basically intelligent. And for 15 years, she worked in a coal mine. You never heard of, and of course, she's a firefighter. Actually, no, I should say because of her training at the coal mine, there was a nail or spall or something, and the roof catched on fire. And everyone's panicking, and my mom, being this, professional wrestler, I'm just kidding. She grabbed this giant fire extinguisher. It was bigger than her, and she, with high heels, she moved out, got out of the closet. I don't know where it was, and she extinguished the fire on the roof before the fire people came over. I know that sounds like a made up story, but that's true. It sounds like something like something like a superhero. And they did, of course, go onto the roof, check things out. And what it was a fuse box up there that somehow catched on fire. And my mom and her workers, of course, they had a day off pizza, and my mom wasn't that praised that much. I'm sure of it. Come on, my mom should have been on the news. And she used the resources that they gave to her, gigantic, just had enough to just enough. That's a great story. I love it. Before I was born, actually. I don't know what year it was. Maybe 1990s or something. And I think it was after 1996. So it must have been after the coal mine. Obviously, after so she worked for Auto Trader, and I think after Auto Trader was I think I forgot what I do know that she worked at China Quick. It's right next to Bevel East. I went to West. Oh boy, it was a rough start. Um, and because my dad was complaining, oh, we don't have enough money. So, and then my mom went to, it's not there anymore, but if you go right next to the Belleville Police Department, there's a road. It actually was upgraded, but if you go past that, there is this place that looks empty. It's where like the roads, and you take like there's a dead end now. On the left, they just took stop signs out. If you look over there if you're right there, you can actually see a big lot and a building and a brick building. Shut up, Apple. I'm trashing you and all that shit. And that used to be a bus company called Durham. And Durham was the place that my mom worked at. I don't know how many years. I think 3 years. I do have evidence of this. There is a YouTube video I published, and it's on the old videos from 2005 to 2017. Go check that out. It's a really cool playlist. And in there, it should say mom driving a bus in 2006. This was before her cancer. But the last thing I remember was I was in the bus with her, and my mom was saying her eyeballs were coming out. I think her appendix, did something and they had to take it out. But the next thing that would change my mom's life forever, I don't know what day. I think it was June. I think it was somewhere in 2007, early 2007, June or January, July, August. No, it's somewhere like January, February, March, April, May, somewhere around there, April. Somewhere around there, my mom could not breathe. Something was clogging up her esophagus. And I was in kindergarten at this time. So at West Haven School. West Haven School is actually very close to my home. It's like right there. It's like where the if you go back there, you actually go to the out area, the where the county stops. Um I should not be saying that, but it's really hard to find my house. So I'm trying not to. Your mom is Clyde. So, well, obviously it's not doxing. It's just the round. As long as it's a minimum range, you should not be able to see where I live. Uh, because mom told me. So yeah, West Haven's over there. I went over there. So either way, my mom had something in her throat, and we didn't know what it was at first. And I remember playing Lego Star Wars. Yes, you heard me. I remember playing that. I remember my mom was in pain. I think it must have been her appendix, but I don't remember. All of a sudden, ambulance came and they took her, and we were following her, me and my dad. And I don't remember anything it's just foggy. I just remember my dad abusing me. I'm like, can I have some bear milk? Or, it used to be, I called it that until it turned into a giraffe. It's called Pediasure, I think it was. And Dad's like, you'll make it yourself. I was like in kindergarten. You're my dad. You're supposed to help me. He always thought I was old enough to be professional. I was in kindergarten, for heaven's sake. The neck, and it turns out it was a tumor, and it was growing in her, like around like her neck, all the way here, and her esophagus was being pushed against, uh and it covered her. That's how I learned esophagus. So when I was at school, they were like, what is the letter A? And people said apple, B, C, D. And then when she said E, I said esophagus, and everyone just froze. Now, I don't remember this. It was a long time ago, but the teacher said that everyone just like, what was that? And she had to explain what esophagus is. And she was like, wow, this kid is smart. And I'll tell you, that's how I have a great mom. My brain is so like filled with knowledge. Um Obviously, thanks to doctors that were with her. Some of them have retired. God damn it, stop it. Jen? Who's Jen? Ah, it's a reference. And my mom had heavy chemotherapy and steroids. Now, obviously, I can talk about her drugs. It wasn't drugs, it was medication because she was very young. She was like 40, I think. She So this was in 2007, and she had heavily of chemotherapy. It was more than like this should be. And the cancer just poof went away within months or something like that. And turned out had no radiation, like laser using, I think, alpha particles. They shoot at the cancer and it like kills it. You know that machine. But the chemotherapy, it changed her. It caused a lot of things. Her immune system was fucked. And um and her steroids, they give her, I think, did she say 25 milligrams per day? And my mom was craving for anything. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to do this. So I can't do anything because there's this goddamn thing in the middle has a heart. YouTube, you're such a drunk. This is a problem, YouTube, right there. I can't torture. Yeah, her toe is gone. Her left toe, or no, it was her right toe. They had to sever it. Now her big toe, the second toe, yeah. So she doesn't have a toe anymore, because her feet were like her nail, or like toes were starting to get weird because she has dermatomyositis, psoriatic arthritis. Let's see here, rheumatoid arthritis, all the above, I think. Necrosis. Shut up! God damn it! I swear I'm gonna put you on Do Not Disturb. All right. It's my watch. It's actually not my watch. It is my watch. I've been thinking about trying to change. Oh, low battery. Stop! Please leave me alone. I think we should just. I think we should just do some fun. I think we should do that. I think we should have some fun, like some good stuff. Good stuff. It's like a Wikipedia page. Please, by expanding it. I hope this makes you sick. Yeah, the Freedom Space Station. Yeah, that was a big deal. Here are the upcoming launches for the ISS. So this will be, what's today? What month is it? August. Shut up, Facebook. I don't care about you. Let's see. It's June, so August. Oh my God. When is it gonna dock? Late July? Today's July, right? Or it's June. What? Wow, that's a long time. June, July, and August. Yes, SpaceX. Not SpaceX, it's AX. But you talk about. You see, I don't get Boeing. Boeing is drunk. You can't see anything, it's a black screen. Okay, hold on. Alright, is this better? Did it fix it? It should fix it because I see it on my screen. I see it on my screen. It's working, right? It should be working because I can see it, so you guys can see it. I know that it's delayed. Okay, that's it. That's it. I'm putting you on I'm gonna put you. Turn the moon on. Do not disturb for 1 hour. There we go. All right. Why is Numlock on? So, how long have we been doing? 43 minutes. I think we got enough time. So, what I don't think about Starliner. Okay, is this which one's Starliner? Progress, Soyuz. Aha, Starliner. Dummy. Boeing, it's not reusable at all. They're stupid. I hate Boeing. Boeing is not good. Boeing is not good for flying. I'm sorry. They're not good at getting in orbit. I'm sorry. The first time. They're having trouble. I'm getting stressed out. I can't wait to see. That not reusing the space plane's not gonna have like a cool cargo hatch? That's horrible. Where is it? Is this it? No. Ah, this is it. What the hell? Where did you come from? Fuck off. Ugh, come on, Wikipedia. Don't be a bitch. Canada. It's just gonna be unmanned? I thought we were gonna play a game, but I decided to stop it here because I can't take it anymore.